TIFU showing my boyfriend an insulting song about him specifically. So this happened about 1.5 years ago when I was with my ex-boyfriend, whom I'm going to call by his second name, James. I know he uses Reddit, so James, if you stumble upon this, I'm sorry, but it's really funny. Before we dive in, I have to tell you a bit about James to offer some context. He's in his early 30s, used to teach classes in university, an occasional runner and hiker, likes to eat nutritional food, get a good night of sleep in, no tattoos, no drugs except for a couple beers after work. He plays guitar, always wanted to play in bigger bands and live off of music but never managed to do so. Big part of his music taste is located in the 60s, 70s. Think Bee Gees, Beach Boys, Beatles, Stones, Elton John. So one time, we sat on the couch and I remember the song Rock and Roll Nerd by Tim Minchin because it has a lyric that goes something like, he likes Ben Folds and the Jackson 5. He knows all the words to Staying Alive, and I thought, oh, I need to show him that. That's a him. Without remembering the rest of the song, I look up the song on YouTube and so it begins. He doesn't have a problem with drugs. He just doesn't get them. He's fine that his mates have tattoos, but he thinks they'll regret them. Quote. And then I remembered what the song was originally about. Oh no, but all he's ever wanted to be is a rock star on MTV. But he knows that it's not very likely. He's just turned 30. He knows that he will always be a rock and roll nerd. He'll keep writing songs the world will never hear, and though they won't be heard, he'll just keep writing. I sat there in horror as reality unfolded itself. Oh no 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 no. I took the controller to pause this awkward horror and just skipped the Stayin' Alive bit in the song to prevent further damage to his self-esteem. While this is generally a funny song, he said, no, leave it running, without even a slight smirk on his face, staring at the screen. Quote. There's not much depth in what he's singing. He's a victim of his upper middle class upbringing. Fuck. And while his mates all go out late popping pills and having fun, he goes home and showers, gets a good 8 hours. He gets his thrills from his morning run. I break the silence. Quote. Now comes the part one wanted to show you. He nods. 'Cause he's never been part of the scene. Give him Guns N' Roses, he'll take Queen. He's more into Beatles than the Stones. He's more Stevie Wonder than Ramones. He likes Ben Folds and the Jackson 5. He knows all the words to Staying Alive. And though he wants to be all grungy and cool, he spent 11 years in a private school. And I go, there you go. The rest of the song isn't really that great. As I stop the song, he mumbles, alright, cool, with a cold stare. He never really addressed or talked about it again, but I'm still ashamed of just how deeply I mocked his persona with a 3-minute song. TL. Dear, I accidentally showed my boyfriend at the time a satire song that perfectly describes him and mocks him and his dreams to the bone. Edit. Guys, he's fine, don't worry so much. I did say, sorry, this is not what I wanted to achieve with this. I just thought the line was funny because Bee Gees, but he shrugged it off and said it's fine. Don't fucking come for me, I'm a musician myself and this will be me in the near future since a global pandemic made my music degree worthless, lol. Oh no. A moment of spontaneity and good intentions gone to crap. I would like to think he managed to shrug it off after the initial what furs and what ifs. You mention he is an ex. I certainly hope that wasn't the deal breaker for you. It's nice to know I'm not the only one who can put my foot in my mouth or produce a cock-up from good intentions, so thank you for the tale. My husband once played me New York I Love You by LCD Sound System because he said it reminded him of me. The first line is New York I love you, but you're bringing me down. I asked him, heartbroken if that was really how he felt. And he said yes in a confused way. I asked him if he had actually listened to the lyrics after "I love you." Nope. Just heard the first 5 words and ran with it, haha. I mean, the song is very much about Tim Minchin. If Tim can have enough humor about it to write it about himself, I think you've got to take yourself pretty seriously for this to be a problem. Of course, Tim is now famous. But before that, he of course spent years grinding to be noticed. In part, hence the song for Phil Doused. At least you tried to stop it, I guess. My ex said that the Party song by Blink-182 was my song and he would play it every time I got dressed up for something. The song was something about girls who try too hard and are whores that will never be fun. Woman shrugging. The ultimate unintentional roast. I respect the fact that he sat through it letting the words marinate. I'm curious if any of it struck home to him though. Like if he changed any of his behaviors or took time to really look at himself and find out if he was okay with being him. My ex-BF once sent me Hitler Toten. It's German so you won't know it. Saying it reminded him so much of me. The song is about the guy wanting a time machine because he was super in love at first and then started treating the woman super badly after a while. It was shortly after our breakup and my ex was abusive, so it actually fit a lot. But thing is, he sings in the song that he'll carelessly do all the mistakes again. It's really not romantic at all. Plus I am still angry because I love the singer and my ex destroyed the song for me. In case anyone wonders about Hitler in the title, it goes like this. Yeah, I know I should kill Hitler or destroy the Titanic while it's being built. But if I had a time machine, my goal would be to get back into your arms. My husband, then fiancé, did something similar. We had a big blowout and I was very hurt and felt like a jerk. He put on a song to help lighten it up and have background music while we talked again to make up. Only, the song was Let It Go by James Bay. Perfect choice. I just sat there for a bit and eventually asked him why he put on this song. He got confused until I told him to listen to the lyrics. We both laughed later. Yes, because a song titled Rock and Roll Nerd obviously implies a fanfare of the eponymous. God, this reminds me of the time that my ex and I were discussing potential future baby names and I was like, what about Lola? There's this song from back in the day, let me see if I can find it. Oh, never mind. For those unaware, Lola by the Kinks is a song about a naive young man who has a coming of age through a romance with a transvestite named Lola. All I could remember at the time I played it was the catchy refrain of LOLA Lula. Mad love to all the Lolas of the world. It just wasn't the right vibe for the name of our first child. Better than Scotty doesn't know. James, if you see this, lighten up fella. Friend had I Love It by Kanye West played at her wedding. In case you don't know the lyrics. You're such a fucking hoe. I love it, your boyfriend is a dork. McLovin. My friend once showed me a video that was supposed to be mocking Chads. But the Chad persona was just roasting guys like me. I guess it was supposed to be funny but I felt so awkward I asked her to turn it off, lol. Big this story vibes. First you diss him, then you farm karma off his pain. That's cold-blooded LMAO. The Freudian slip you let happen by song. Dude, I love that song. In case you didn't know, Tim Minchin wrote that about himself. I love that song, and I relate to it a lot, but it's definitely funnier to discover and enjoy by yourself, rather than have a partner or someone close show you, because it feels less like a jokey funny song, and more of a damning indictment of your hopeless dreams. Maybe give him time to listen to the song. by himself and he'll see the good side of it. It's a nice song, and it's not about failure so much as it is about the contrast between living a healthy, happy life versus the insanity of rock and roll living, and being able to appreciate the good in both. There's a fallacy that you have to commit to one or the other. But the best people I've met appreciate the good in both, rather than gatekeep rock culture or look down on those who enjoy more creative interests. You should play him some of Tim's love songs. I Think You Grew on Me is beautiful, and also highlights his style of humor, which might make your BF feel a little less attacked over rock and roll nerd. If you aren't okay with how someone describes you and you agree with it, then you probably needed them to say it to you. P. Someone please notify me when James sees this post. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Well, no wonder he's an eggs now lol.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.